In this video, we'll be showing you how to miter cut the base rail for your glass railing system. Miter cuts are a great way to provide a more finished and professional look when your base rails meet in the corners. Some tools that you'll need for mitering your base rail include a 14-inch miter saw or compound miter saw, a metal cutting blade or a carbide blade, the more teeth the better, a pencil, a tape measure, painter's tape, blade wax, a digital protractor or a speed square, and safety glasses. Step 1. Find your angle. Many decks, balconies, and staircases are slightly out of square. This will affect the inside angles, making them slightly greater or less than 90 degrees. This means that your miters may have to be cut at different angles than the standard 45 degrees. The easiest way to calculate your angles is to use a digital protractor. They're relatively inexpensive and can be found at nearly any hardware store. This tool has adjustable arms that can conform to any square angle, and the digital display shows you the true angles where the two base rails will come together. Once you find the corner angle, divide the total by 2, which tells you what you should set your angle at for the miter. Step 2. Mark your measurement. Now that you know the two angles of your base rail, it's time to mark your measurement. Beginning from the outside, set your digital protractor to the appropriate angle and mark diagonally to the inside. Alternatively, you can use a speed square if you don't have a digital protractor. Step 3. Apply blade wax or an alternative lubricant. Before cutting your base rail, apply blade wax to your saw blade. If you don't have blade wax, you can use WD-40 or an alternative lubricant. Make sure that your saw is unplugged before you do this. Blade wax will keep your cuts smooth and keeps the metal from sticking to the blade as you cut, preserving the longevity of your saw blade. Apply the wax to each side of the blade. Then rotate the blade to reach the entire circumference. You only need to apply the wax to the outer 1 to 2 inches of the blade. Step 4. Make your angle cut. Now that your blade is ready, it's time to make your cuts. Set the miter saw to the appropriate angle you measured earlier on the digital protractor and lock it in position. If you have a 14-inch miter saw, you will have enough clearance to cut from the top down. However, if you have less than a 14-inch miter saw, you will need to utilize a compound miter saw and cut on an angle. Once your saw is set, plug it back into the power outlet. Cut your base rail with smooth and consistent pressure on your mark. This will prevent the blade from slowing down, which can compromise the quality of your cut. Once your base rail is cut, allow the cut mark to cool. Then, take off any painter's tape. Repeat this step for the other base rail. A helpful tip is to keep the cladding and rubber gasket attached as you cut the base rail. This will ensure that your cut is as clean as possible. That's all it takes to make miter cuts for your base rail. To learn more on how to install other railing systems, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Viewrail or by visiting our website at viewrail.com.